Jamal Adams had a lot to say. His biggest Jets regret. He wants a dream reunion. We'll get into that. Plus, I guess something happened last night. We'll talk about that too. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gas-guard bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. You can join the Boy Green Coffee Club. That's a pinned comment on YouTube. That's our YouTube membership group. That's a way to support the channel, so feel free to do so. Well, there's a lot to get to, a lot to unpack. First off, let's bring in my special co-host today, who is in the country of Romania. Hop on, Pop, my father, here on the program. Pop?
Hey now. Good morning.
So let's just address the elephant in the room. I'm wearing all black because I think we all know what I have to say here and get into. So without further ado, Pop, let's sort of just get into it here, right off the top rope. And it is the death of Morris the alligator, who took Chubb's hand in Happy Gilmore. He died at the age of 80. That just happened this week. So, obviously I'm wearing all black for an obvious reason. It's for Morris, who passed away this week at 80. Morris, can't believe he passed away. Adam Sandler wrote a very nice thing about Morris on social media. It was nice. And now, of course, Morris is reunited with Chubbs and the 16th president of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, as you can see on the screen here at the end of the Happy Gilmore movie. God bless. So obviously Morris is the reason why I'm wearing all black. But I guess there is also one other reason that I'll share it in, as the comment section is being littered with 0.0%. The New York Knicks, for the first time in 25 years, are in the Eastern Conference Finals. They beat our candy asses, won by nearly 40 and all that jazz. And I will just say this. Congratulations, Knicks fans. You haven't been there in a long time. You did it. You won. You beat us in 6. No questions, no excuses, no nothing. You beat us. Congratulations. Good luck the rest of the way. I would just say this for my Celtics, that I'm just happy, and I got this up here in the corner. They're supposed to be popped the next time one of my teams wins a championship. And I got that right after the Celtics won the championship last year, and I said, I'm going to be popping this next year. And that's why you can never take anything for granted, baby. I thought the Celtics were going to be winning many championships. I'm glad they got the one. We'll see how the roster construction looks like moving forward. So, yeah, I'm glad we got one. And we'll see what the Knicks do. So, and of course, my bet with Chef Kevin Gilbert. I'm a man of my word. So, May 17th, 2025, for a year on Boy Green Daily, I can't wear a single piece of Celtics garb for the next 12 months on the program. And so, Chef,
what was his end of the bet?
His end of the bet was he would have to wear a Paul Pierce jersey. Yeah,
that's a lopsided bet.
Yeah, and I made it down 3-1. Yeah. So not ideal by any means. A lot of people immediately said that as well. Like, whoa, that bet doesn't seem fair at all. But hey, I shook it. And now the other bet that's hanging in the universe is from Scotty. And if the Knicks win the championship, the whole thing, he's going to ship me this Allen Houston New York Knicks jersey. And whenever he says the magic word, I must put it on at any time on Boy Green Daily or anywhere else. So we'll see if they win the whole championship.
What's that? Is it the right size?
It looks like a dress, so I don't know. I'm fat, so I'm sure it'll work out. But either way, so the chef one's done. That one I can't wear on Boy Green Daily. But it's Boy Green Daily anyway. It's a Jet show. I'm sure people don't want to see it anyway. So you know what? No problemo. Full calendar year from May 17, 2025 to May 17, 2026. No Celtics gear will be gracing these airwaves on my body. So a bet's a bet, Chef. A bet's a bet.
Yeah, you need to stick to betting to something else. So.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Pop, anything you'd like to say to all the crazy fans? Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that the Knicks have advanced.
Okay.
So that's good for them. I still do not believe, and they won. I didn't think it was going to happen. I still do not think the Knicks are a better team.
Okay.
The average margin of victory in the playoffs for the Knicks was 12.5 points. For the Celtics, it was north of 23 points.
Mm-hmm.
This series is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about something, not talking about the regular season, I'm talking about this series.
Mm-hmm.
And, the Celtics gave away the first two games,
Yeah.
But the Knicks, hats off. I don't even have a hat on to the Knicks, but shocking. It's truly shocking. Even with the 38-point win, the margin of victory for the Knicks only went to 12.5, by the way. Then you can kind of do your own math from there. People talk about math in the comments. Do some math there. With a 38-point victory, they still only rose to 12.5 points margin of victory during the game. So
that's interesting nugget. I had not considered that as a possibility here. But Knicks, my advice would be as you're moving forward is this. And I see the super chats coming in. We'll address those. The advice is this. Now is your chance to win a championship for the first time since 1973. The number one seed in the East is not in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Cavs were already eliminated. Obviously, you just went through the number 2 seed in the Boston Celtics. So now you have this chance to play this Pacers team, and we'll see what happens. Then in the NBA championship, it's either going to be a 6 seed in the Timberwolves, or we'll see what happens with OKC and Denver. That's a Game 7 on Sunday. So Knicks fans, I hope you're not complacent and satisfied with just beating the Celtics. If I were you, I would do everything in my power to win a championship. Those are so hard to win. And good luck. So that's what I would say to the New York Knicks. And I'm sure when we open up the phone lines later, we'll get more of your commentary, which is fine and totally valid. As we get super chats here on the show, we highlight them regardless of what they say for the most part. Let's hear from Zariah Luna.
Wow.
Coochie with a $1.99 super chat with several laughs. Ha ha ha. Knicks motherfucker, 0.0%, several laughing emojis. They're from Coochie. Pop your response.
did you say 1973?
Yeah, that's the last time they won a championship. That's correct. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, so people forget this.
Okay.
So I hope that the Knicks are not focused on beating the Celtics and crossing over this magical threshold. It's like the Miracle on Ice. People forget that was not for the gold medal game. That was just
that's correct.
Slapping around the Rooskies.
Right.
So, and by the way, even that was 7 years after the Knicks won their last championship, by the way.
That's not nice.
But I would like, what we need to start doing on the show,
Yes.
maybe on Saturdays, we do like a poll. And the problem with this is people are, and I'm not talking about Knicks fans, I'm talking about people in general. People are cheating motherfuckers now with the internet. Because if you could really do a poll, like for all these diehard Knicks fans, it would be very interesting to me. And as soon as you say it, anybody that writes the shit in will have looked it up.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting to me to tell me, for anybody that knows what the starting lineup was for the 1973 national champion, the world champion Knicks. Can anyone name the starting lineup?
I don't think I could get the full 5. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think you can come close. So you and I, you're right. You and I, everyone else can. Oh, I know, because a minute from now, everyone's a genius because all the answers are at your fingertips. But I will give it to you. Are you ready?
Oh, okay, sure.
I will give it to you. It doesn't necessarily say, but I'm only going to name the people you've heard of before.
Okay.
Phil Jackson was on it. Yep. Good job,
Okay.
Johnny boy. Good job typing on your little phone. And Walt Frazier.
Well, of course. I think a lot of people would have been able to get Walt Frazier, of course. Yep.
Yes. And the rest, Dick Barnett, Henry Bibby, Bill Bradley, Dave DeBuschieri, John Giannelli, Jerry Lucas. Yeah. So it's just interesting.
Right, yeah, quite. DNY for life sending in a member super chat shout out here. Has been a member for 10 months. Appreciate it, Devin.
Wow.
Could have won by a margin of 2 points. Don't care. As he laughs, DNY for life is just happy to be moving on. Which, hey, salute.
It's weird that the Celtics average is almost 25 points, which is close to the years since the Knicks have made it to the final and Eastern Conference Finals.
Good Lord have mercy. The claws are out for Pop, that's for certain. And again, I'm sure we can continue to get your guys' super chats and comments. Feel free to send them in.
And just one real quick one for NY Jets
sure.
FL.
Okay.
The Cowboys won their last World Super Bowl 22 years after the Knicks won their World Championship. So put that in your pipe and suck it.
Okay, there you have it. So for the people coming after the Cowboys thing, also, Pop, I guess we haven't talked about this yet. And again, apologies to the people that came here for the desperate Jamal Adams content. I'm sure you did, but that it looks like it's very close to official. It's at the goal line that it will be Jets Cowboys Week 5 for the Boy Green Woody Tailgate Spectacular. And a lot of people have asked, what are you going to be wearing to said tailgate in game?
Yeah. I would say I don't know yet what I'll be wearing, but I do believe we're going to have some special Boy Green and experience, the Boy Green Experience, which is the new title for this tailgate, the Boy Green Experience. And so I think we're going to have some kind of gear for the Boy Green Experience. And so we're working on that. And so I would definitely, at least at the tailgate, if not into the stadium, be wearing whatever that piece of gear is.
Well, I would imagine we just got a suggestion for what some of that gear could be from Jared B., our moderator. He's been a member for 16 months on the channel. Appreciate that. So let's address that elephant.
Wow.
Pop on Pop 0.0% t-shirts and mugs. Quite it sounds like a great idea. I guess that may be hitting the shop here sooner rather than later. Yeah.
Right after Jared B sends in his shirts of the Morons, the Baconator, the Boy Green Club, all those other shirts that have been requested by the fans out there that I know what the sales are of the t-shirts and designs requested. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll put those up, people. So we'll have those by the end of the week.
It's very similar to my prediction earlier on the chance of the Knicks winning.
Oh, this is going to be a spicy show, I can only imagine. So here we go. All right, everybody, we'll open up the phone lines in a little bit, but let's get to it. So a massive shout out to the Jets Lounge. They are the one that hosted Jamal Adams for this show. I ended up cutting up a lot of the clips. I listened to the full thing yesterday. I was taking notes. There's also a full article in the YouTube description down below if you guys want even deeper details. Some cool nuggets and stories that I didn't know about Jamal. We'll get into some of those here on the show. But the Jets Lounge hosted Jamal Adams. He answered Jet fan questions for 2+ hours. So not a lot of people do that. So you guys can have whatever opinions you'd like about Jamal and how he fired his way out of town. And then there was the Jamal Adams Cowboys trade rumors. And obviously Jamal Adams going after Connor Hughes' wife. There's been some bad stuff from Jamal Adams. And I'm not going to tell you guys how to feel. I'm just going to lay out the facts so that you guys can determine or feel however you want about Jamal Adams. Let's start off with the headliner here, which is Jamal Adams said he would love a dream reunion with the New York Jets this offseason. Here's that clip.
Obviously, you're a football player. You still got the desire to play. And where do you go from here? Is there a chance that your agent kicks the tires on a lot of teams, and hopefully one of them is the Jets?
Yeah, man. I mean, I would be lying to you if I sat here and said, man, I didn't want to return home. And when I say home, I'm not talking about Dallas. I'm talking about New York, man. So I would love to be back, with the Jets and obviously finish it the right way. Man, that would be a dream come true. Just to patch up that relationship and kind of make it work, and just come in there as a seasoned vet and give game to the young cats and help in any way, shape, or form I can. I know I can still play football. I'm healthy, and I can impact the game in a lot of ways. I just need that fair opportunity to come in and showcase what I can do.
And there you go. That is Jamal Adams. Pop, are you interested in a Jamal Adams family reunion in 2025?
Help me out here. Let's step back.
All right, sure.
Jamal Adams, what position does he play?
Well, he came into the league as a defensive back, specifically safety, but over the last couple of years, he has gotten into the box a little bit more. So he's played a little off-ball linebacker a little bit as well. So safety, off-ball linebacker sort of thing.
So I don't think we need either one of those. And we definitely don't need one that's bringing the luggage with him. Like
Sure.
I just came back from Dubai, and
Yeah.
one of the people on my team, I had a backpack and a very small suitcase.
Okay.
One of the people on the team needed their own cart for their 6 pieces of luggage.
Oh, geez.
There were people in the airport laughing at her that she had 6 pieces of luggage, and they thought there was 3 of us. Yeah, they thought it was for all of us, and it was not. But anyways, that's the amount of that's what Jamal Adams would look like pulling in to his locker. He's got all this luggage, he's got all this stuff in there. So we don't need another light in the loafers middle linebacker or any linebacker, off the ball linebacker. That's not what we need. We don't need that kind of aging help in the secondary. Our players, we got the Crisco, Cisco, lightning in a bottle, smack 'em, whack 'em guy. So even if Jamal Adams was willing to come back on a discount double jet, which he'd almost have to be, this could be another, if he's willing to take, I think he's probably entitled to about $1.25 million a year as the minimum. If he's willing to come bag groceries for the minimum salary, sure, you can try out for the team. But for the most part, no.
Yeah, I would say so. 2 things here. First off, I would say for those who did not listen to the full interview, there was a humbleness from Jamal that some people would say did not exist before. Jamal said all he wants is a chance to compete for a spot. So, like, he didn't say, like, I'm Jamal Adams, obviously I'm starting, and all these other things. What he said is, give me a chance. I want to earn everything. So he was saying all the right things, quite frankly. That's just the way to put it. He says he wants to go into training camp. He wants to knock some heads around and show that he's worthy. And if they believe he's worthy, he said he'll get a spot on the roster. So, like I said, he has said all the right things from that perspective, which I think is good. Again, there is obvious baggage that they would have to sort of figure out. I would say fit-wise, it sort of makes sense because, like, Andre Cisco is this ball-hawking safety, so you need a center fielder, and you need someone to complement that in the box, and unless you believe Tony Adams is going to be that guy, sort of Jamal Adams could be that in-the-box safety that would make sense. And here's the thing, so we're going to play one more clip here, is that Jamal Adams has a connection to Aaron Glenn. He joined the Detroit Lions roster for a month last year, as this sort of injury fill-in replacement. If Aaron Glenn didn't like him, he wouldn't have been signed. He ran the defense. He brought in Jamal Adams. And Jamal Adams talked about that experience during this interview. Here's one more clip.
You spent a couple weeks with the Lions last year. You appeared in a couple games. You were on the practice squad for a couple months. Aaron Glenn, obviously the new Jets head coach. What can you tell us about AG as someone who played under Aaron Glenn?
Man, like I said, man, he's one of those guys that he's very confident in what he does and how he coaches. He's going to get the best out of you. And he's gonna challenge the team in ways that many might not challenge him. And this is just it's a fresh start for the Jets, man. I'm really excited to see where they go. Because if anybody can get the job done, it's AG. He's one of those guys, man, and he has so much respect around the league. Very smart, and it was only a matter of time before he got a head coaching job. So it just so happened he went back to the Jets, man, and that's a hell of a story to play there. Definitely. And then become the head coach. I mean, there's nothing like it. But not only that, he's a guy that off the field, you can relate to him. He does care about his players, man. He coaches hard, but he cares about his players. And as a player, you can respect that, and that's all you ask for. And you get a head coach like that, you'll run through a wall for him.
Definitely.
Things I didn't know. Things I did know that Jamal Adams played with Aaron Glenn last year for a month. I knew that. Things I did not know, that which was cool for this Jamal Adams interview. Jamal Adams first met Aaron Glenn when he was the DB coach with the New Orleans Saints. He helped run his pro day back in 2017. So they met way back in the day and ran him through all that when he ended up being a top 6 pick to the New York Jets. So there's been a lot of connective tissue. Long story short, AG has known Jamal Adams for a long time. He played at LSU while Aaron Glenn was coaching down there with the Saints. So there is some connective tissue there, Pop, both early, like 8 years ago, but also as a part of last year. So he knows what he'd be bringing to the table in theory.
Nice. I mean, I think this is an opportunity like the ones we talked about, right? The only thing, and I don't want to ding on it too much, the only confusing thing that's happened in the offseason is when we signed that snapperhead cornerback from Baltimore Ravens.
Brandon Stevens, right.
Yeah, right. That's the only confusing thing. All the rest of it is he's Aaron Glenn's got to get one of those wigs, right? He's Bob Ross, he's painting trees, he's painting around the edges, right? He's getting these players, this guy, right tackle project, that guy, European strongman. This would be in that same wheelhouse. Who can come in and by the way, unlike if you did re-sign the person who's not going to be mentioned, you can't just cut him at the drop of the hat. Jamal Adams, you could bring him in, pay him chump change, and cut him and move on, right? He's making the veteran minimum.
Right.
You cut him, you bite $1 million. Okay, right? It's probably going to be all right. So this could be that. I don't know. But this would be, to me, another example of filling out the roster with talent. And not all of these are going to be home runs, but some are.
Yeah.
Some are.
Yeah, we'll wrap up here on the Jamal Adams conversation because I see a lot of people in the chat are not interested in Jamal Adams returning to the team. But I will say this because, again, my pop mentioned the baggage that comes with Jamal Adams. He fired his way out of town. He demanded a trade. It got ugly. There's the trade deadline stuff. He didn't like the team was taking calls on him. And then once he left, he was smoking a cigar and celebrating and shoving it in the face of Jet fans. And Jet fans have been really miffed by that. I would say, number one, time heals all wounds. We'll look at all the stuff Brett Favre did with the Green Bay Packers, and now he's being welcomed back with open arms. I would say that. And the second part is remorse. If he still said F the Jets, I think we'd all feel very differently. To hear him be very contrite, to apologize. Here's an example. This is also in the story we have down below. But Jamal Adams said his biggest regret with the New York Jets is not talking to Joe Douglas and not having that relationship. And basically from when he demanded the trade to when he was traded, which took place over the course of a couple of months of that offseason as he was heading into the 2020 year, he said he never spoke to Joe Douglas once on the phone or once in person. It was basically communication through his agent. And then it all ended. And Jamal Adams said about a year ago, he reached out to Joe Douglas and apologized and wished they had a better relationship. So again, just saying sorry doesn't heal all wounds. I totally understand that. But to me, that's a major step forward of everything. And hearing how he wished he did things wrong and he admitted to several mistakes on this show. Like I said, you guys don't have to like Jamal Adams if you don't want. I'm not going to make you guys like someone if you don't want to. But I would just say not a lot of athletes, especially NFL players that have had the success that Jamal Adams has, 3-time All-Pro, 3-time Pro Bowler. He's made a ton of money. He's all that stuff. Would hop on a fan platform, the Jets Lounge, and answer Jet questions. And some of them were very intense questions for 2+ hours. So salute to him. And he said he was going to be open to continuing to join shows and do whatever if people wanted to chat with him. So again, I just give a big salute to Jamal Adams. It seems like he's matured a lot. He talked about being a 24, 25-year-old and some of the immature decisions he made. And he said he learned a lot from it and that he should have been better with other things. So that's just what I would say there. Put a bow.
I agree. Yeah, I got 2 quick things before we move to something else.
Yeah.
Like to shout out to your hot Imamji. Hey, honey.
Okay.
And the second thing is I want to just talk about an analogy. Every once in a while you're in the bathroom, you're taking a dump. And, you flush the toilet, and there's that one defiant like turtler that keeps coming up no matter how many times you flush. It's just weird. It's just weird. By the way, did you see BMAC was in the chat? Completely different. Did you see BMAC was in the chat? You see what I did there?
Yes, I see the fake BMAC is in there. Yeah.
Yeah, you see what I did? It kind of just keeps turtling back up, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think can we do a bounty?
On the fake BMAC?
Is it fake BMAC? Because it sounds like real BMAC.
I mean, maybe it is real BMAC, but a lot of people just assume that it has been fake BMAC this entire time. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think real BMAC is just dipped, but maybe not. I guess I don't know.
Well, he's heralding Aaron. If by the way, if you're gonna make a fake somebody, make like a fake call to Shadur Sanders, like that's funny, right? If you're gonna fake somebody, was it Elbrick's son? If you're gonna fake somebody,
he got the number, but some other kid at Ole Miss apparently made the call. But I guess it's like the hitman. If you call in the hit, you're probably just as responsible, I guess. So yes.
Yeah, so if you're gonna copy somebody, would you copy BMAC? Like, is that someone you'd emulate? Like, I
don't know if I would go through the whole process of making a YouTube account for a guy like. No, I don't believe so. But obviously, it appears that has happened.
By the way, so either way, either BMAC's here and that's sad, or someone's pretending to be BMAC, which is sadder. You might want to get off the phone, maybe go to church, go to support group. There are things you can do, because if you are that desperate, you can get some help, please.
Well, let's give a salute to BMAC says that's his twin brother. You figured it out. So thank you, BMAC, for that. Appreciate that. There on the screen. I also just want to salute the BMAC era that occurred, obviously, and aligned with the Aaron Rodgers arrival, and that we met C-Mac and all these other personalities and brothers of BMAC. What a time! And Jared B wants a bounty for BMAC. Sure. What should the bounty be set at, Pop? You're sure.
How about 5 raffle tickets?
Okay, 5 raffle tickets. Someone gives 5 raffle tickets. I guess the temporary ban on BMAC will occur. So 5 memberships. You guys can gift Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. If you're watching on YouTube, you can hit the money sign. It's a final option. You can gift as many memberships as you like. But for this specific bounty that my father has requested, 5 coming in. We got several super chats get you. I wanted to get to these, but wanted to finish off the Jamal Adams conversation first. We have DNY for Life, a.k.a. Devin, coming in here. Who continues to be quite pleased. Of course, why wouldn't you be with what happened last night?
Wow.
I remember that Pop quote. Hey, fucking now. Go New York, go New York, go. 0.0% chance the Celtics are in the finals. Go Knicks. Fuck Boston by 38 points in a closeout game. LOL. By the way, DNY for Life, your previous super chat combinations have gifted you a pile of raffle tickets. You're up to 21 raffle tickets so far this month. So, Devin, thank you so much.
Very nice. And you know what? It's nice that he thinks enough of me to quote me. Hey now.
Okay.
Hey now. It looks like BMAC is out. We get 5 raffles.
Yeah, it more than looks like that. So one moment. Let's do it. Okay. 1 second. Okay. BMAC officially has been sent to whatever our Shadow Realm Boy Green's coffee grinder. I'm not sure what the name is, but he has been officially banned for 24 hours. So BMAC, there you go, pal. With all the super chats coming in, and we will catch up on all of those here in a moment. So goodbye, BMAC. Thank you so much.
He's been teabagged out of the coffee club.
It feels like it. Coochie.
Wow.
Maybe Jamal Adams can D-play for the Celtics. LOL. Another one for Coochie. Coochie, by the way, you have a raffle ticket now. I don't know if you have any responses to all these that are coming in, Pop, but I want to give you your chance.
I'm just trying to figure out what that's a drawing of. It looks like something I saw in America's Most Wanted last week. Coochie's little logo. There.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That looks like, can you please describe the perpetrator? And then you're at one of those like police sketches. Yeah, yes. I'm not quite sure which happened.
Only it looks like the guy, like it's his first day in police sketch.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that part.
It's not the final day.
Yeah, I
can't graduate.
I cannot speak for that one. Shout out to Fleur Lily and Big D.
Wow.
BMAC Bounty doing his part. So shout out to Fleur Lily here. Appreciate it. Very nice. All right. And by the way, with your previous super chat combinations, okay, you got another 4 raffle tickets. 65 raffle tickets this month for Fleur Lily, who's been absolutely kicking butt and taking care of business. Fleur Lily is in sole possession of second place and has been for some time with all of the gifting so far this month. So for Lily, thank you for your contributions, and specifically, you threw BMAC out the dough. There you go. Taylor Sterling also contributing with a $4.99 to get him out of here. Appreciate it.
Wow.
All right, there we go. Everyone can, it's hard for us all to come together with all kinds of things that are happening in the, the ethos here. But every once in a while, a common enemy can sort of draw everyone together here, which can be beautiful in a lot of respects. And Taylor, this is your first contribution so far this month, so appreciate it. Thank you so much. You are $1 away from another raffle ticket, but you did pick yourself up one raffle ticket so far this month, Taylor, which, by the way, real quick, let me throw that up on the screen for those who do not know what you're competing for in the month of May. That is the commemorative game coin from last season. Comes with the certificate of authenticity from the National Football League, limited edition, mint, has a Jets logo on it. Plus, we got a full-size New York Jets signature football here. Full-size NFL football autographed by the entire team from last year. One person will win both of these prizes on June 1st. Every time you guys spend $2.99 on the channel or more, you have a chance for a raffle ticket. Each raffle ticket is $2.99. There are no limits on raffle tickets. So Taylor Sterling, you're in the contest. Yes.
Did your voice just change? Did you just hit puberty?
Well, better late than never, I suppose, with all that coming in. So God bless. Appreciate you. Let's go with another one here. We've got Fastest Fruit Reviews, a.k.a. Chef Kevin Gilbert. Oh, boy. Figured this one was coming, and probably with the phone calls in a little bit.
Wow.
Chef Kevin Gilbert asks, why did your coach give up in the third quarter? Let's go next. I'll tell you a story. Fastest Food Reviews, and this was one of the saddest moments of my life. Let me pull it up. Let me pull up the messaging, okay? Let me pull this up here. All right. Let me see. I believe it was text. Let me see if this is right. It might have been Facebook message, I guess, now that I'm looking at all this stuff. Yeah, it might have been Facebook message, excuse me. Let me see if that's where it was. Oh, yes, it was. So here it is. So my pop, as you guys know, is in Romania, right? He's traveling. He's all over the place. He's, the most interesting man in the world. I get a text last night at around 11 o'clock from my father, a message, whatever you want to call it. I'm still in flight and no way to get the Celtics score. What is happening or has happened? And I just went, I saw the message and I gave a breath. The game was already over for those that knew the time. And I sent him 3 dots. And then I said, Pop, I'm sorry, but we got our barn doors blown out. We lost by 30 plus. It's over. And then my pop just responded, shit. The shit. Gave me that and said, thanks for letting me know. So, Chef, you want an insight into my life? Real, like living it and watching the game. I was working last night, but I also had the game on so I could see it, and I had the game cast. So I knew everything that was going on. And then my job ended, and I got to see the last, 3 quarters or 2.5 quarters, whatever it was. So I got to hear it on the radio and then watch it on television when I got back. So I experienced that. That was quite painful. And Knicks fans singing, na, 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 hey, hey, goodbye to the Celtics last night at MSG. You guys really seemed to really enjoy the shit out of that. And I'm like, so that sucked. That was a swift kick in the loins. And then my pop goes, hey, what happened? What's the score? What's going on? And I'm like, God, not again. And here I was.
Yeah. Just another example of how Air France sucks. Yeah. No Wi-Fi, nothing.
Bastards. Yeah.
Nothing.
And there you go. But I'm going to be honest, Pop, you're probably glad he didn't see that because it was a royal ass kicking of massive proportions. But Chef Kevin Gilbert, by the way, you got another raffle ticket with your super chat. I appreciate it. You got 6 raffle tickets so far this month. All right, let's keep going. We got a lot of super chats here. We'll keep highlighting these. EZ says he knows what it should be called.
Wow.
On the Jake Asman show, when someone either crosses a line or a bounty is placed or something, they get sent to the shadow realm, and then they get sent out to the ethos for 24 hours or God knows how long. And people have asked, what should we have some equivalent on this show when someone does anything that is worthy of it? And Easy says the Boy Green Coffee Grinder is the new dungeon. Pop, your thoughts on that potential name?
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I think it ties in with the theme.
Yeah,
going in the coffee grinder.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Except that it makes sense on the surface, but if you look at it, you actually have to grind coffee to make coffee. If it's a coffee club, it's not negative.
Right. Wouldn't there be a positive? Like, oh, great, he's grinded the coffee. That must mean more coffee's coming. I'll.
But yeah, the coffee the grinder part kind of makes sense. But,
Okay. I've got an idea. I'm going to see if I can, the problem is like the grinder is like bad news. I don't want to be constantly throwing someone in the grinder. That's not good. But, I just had an idea for a little like video we can play when someone gets sent there. But, I'll work on that posting, but hopefully we don't see it a lot. Like, it would be funny, but hopefully in this particular case, we don't see a lot. That wouldn't be good news because, I don't want to be throwing people out. Hopefully not. By the way, Easy, you have 5 raffle tickets so far this month. Appreciate it. Let's keep catching up. We got a bunch of super chats and other things to get to here. Coochie's back, of course. Why not? Coochie's been breaking the internet with these super chats.
Wow.
Baby sis drew me, Pop. Don't deflect, Celtic boy. So that's the explanation for the logo there, Pop. His baby sis attempted to draw him.
Now, since he brought that out in that manner, there is nothing I will further say to that.
All right.
But there you go.
Okay,
I got nothing
that's
to say.
very nice. Oh, that's very nice. So appreciate it, Gucci. You're another $1 away from another super chat. So that's very nice.
Is it weird though that his name is Coochie and he has a picture drawn by his sister as his profile? That is odd. But anyways,
I will try to avoid.
Do not draw. So
yeah,
we'll move quickly on.
Yeah, let's get some memberships raining in from the high heavens. G-Man, the Prophet Football. Here you go, baby.
I think that deserves a Jet chant.
I think. Sure. Let's get. And that's also worth one of these for sure.
Here's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
And we got memberships to read, but before we do, G-Man gave another 5 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. So G-Man is setting us up today. And let's get one of these in, baby. There you go. G-Man, the Prop Football. You have 10 raffle tickets to our contest this month. Appreciate it. Pop, can you see all these names?
Yes, I can. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
We're coming up on it.
Okay.
So it was Earl Bedford, Vino, Swamp Ranger.
There you go. Swamp Ranger's back. Nice.
Eric Bianchi, and Dick Chimney's Burner.
Dick Chimney's back. Wonderful. Shout out to Dick Chimney. He was on our NFL schedule show earlier this week. Go ahead. Who else?
Robert Whitaker.
Okay.
Devin Chafin. Right. Jax Vargas.
Okay.
White Boss.
Sure.
CVN 71. CVN 71. You got a Navy flight boss there. Dominic Lazuz. I can't say.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
And that's it. There you go. But
okay, there you go.
Shout
10
out
new members.
To Flight Boss.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you for the service.
Yeah, 10 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out G-Man the Prophet Football. Appreciate that. Another super chat coming in from Coochie here with more explanations for what the heck is constantly going on here.
Wow.
My last name is Cuchachera. Nice try, Pop. Another L, as you tried to make a joke, I guess. So there you go.
Yeah. If my last name was Slonger, I wouldn't call my title wouldn't be Slong. That's a shitty explanation. Like, that's the stupidest explanation ever. Right? Yeah. So
a nickname.
My name's Shitstein. They just call me shit.
I don't know.
It's just odd. That's all I'm saying.
3 raffle tickets for you, Cooch. There you go, pal. It's sort of like Yes Man. I don't know if you remember that movie with Jim Carrey, and there's the guy who's there working with him, and he goes, "Hey, what's up, Ka?" And he's like, "Carl isn't short enough." So maybe for Coochie, I shouldn't go Cooch. Coochie may be short enough as is, but
Yeah.
guess that's neither here
Right,
nor
right,
there.
right. You don't shorten Paul. Pa.
But yeah, I don't believe so. I don't think
you can invest in the whole thing.
Yeah, there you go. Fair enough. So shout out to everybody. Thank you for all the memberships and super chats coming in. You guys can continue to send those in. Appreciate it. But Pop, one last, you may have more that you want to get to, and feel free. But one thing we should get to that I did in YouTube Shorts and other videos this week that people saw, but not on a Boy Green Daily yet, is Aaron Glenn obviously has sent a very clear message here with a couple of moves this week. And it's a youth movement. He said it a couple of months ago, and the message continues to ring here. Thomas Morstead, our guy, and again, another salute to Thomas Morstead. He joined this show in some form or fashion 12 different times during his 3 years with the Jets. No one has to do that for a show like this, so it means the world. So salute to Thomas, and we'll be good friends for a long time. Greg Zuerlein, I guess there's probably less love lost there because of coming off of last season, but Greg Zuerlein's cut yesterday, which now means there's only 3 players on the team that are 30 or older. Do you know who those 3 are, Pop?
I did know, but now I don't.
It's okay. I'll just reveal it. It doesn't have to be some trivia thing. Tyrod Taylor, he's 35. Thomas Hennessy, our long snapper, he's 30. And then Josh Reynolds, who we just added, is also 30. This is according to the New York Jets roster sheet. So there may be other players that may be eventually turning 30 or anything later this offseason. But again, according to the official Jets roster sheet, there's now only 3 left. So obviously Aaron Glenn hates old people. But now it's just a bunch of unproven guys that will be fighting for the punter-kicker job. So, Pop, what do you make of this decision by AG to literally go with youth movement? And they're going to have, if not one of the youngest teams in the league, getting rid of a 37 and 39-year-old. Like, the Jets were already in the top 7 for youngest on the roster. Getting rid of those 2 is going to, send them to the top 3 because obviously those were outliers, so it sent the number even higher. So I'm sure they're going to be top 3, if not number 1 in that category.
Yeah, so I'll go back to, almost – I don't know of a team. I have to go back and look. And do some research. It's not like football's not like baseball. Like there are baseball teams that, that pay and I don't know, I'm not up to date on salary caps in baseball, but it used to be you could pay whatever you wanted to. And if you went above the salary cap, you just have to pay this luxury tax because you had more money than everybody else. Yeah. But you have the other teams, like I'll just take the Pittsburgh Pirates. They wouldn't even come close to the salary cap. But the NFL is not like that. Everybody spends the full checkbook of the money. And unlike Aaron Glenn, except for the gentleman from the Ravens, who hopefully will pan out nicely,
Brandon Stevens,
the Jets have been very wise with their money. Not like the snapper head. Anytime you can make fun of a Patriots coach, you should. Not like Gerard, was it Mayo? Is that what his name was?
Gerard Mayo, yeah.
Gerard Mayo, right? Oh, we got money to burn.
He did say that and immediately apologized for that. What an idiot.
What an idiot. Yes. So I'll tell you this. In today's world, it is not unusual to get a kicker that can kick 50-yard field goals 3 out of 4 times. Like that's a pretty common thing today with the way the kickers have evolved, the way the ball is, the way the rules are, blah, 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 blah. And so if you can go and pick someone off the street that can kick 50-yard field goals 3 out of 4 times, and you can find a punter that gets a hang time of, 4.5 seconds and can net, with that, and he has the leg to boot at 40, 50 yards with a good hang time, pay him the minimum. Save the pennies. The pennies are going to matter. Right? When it's going to be time to figure out who we're going to pay, when these rookie contracts run out, there's where and it sounds stupid, but it's not, right? You may have to not kill yourself down the road by restructuring, this guy's contract for the 12th time to free up cap space because you've already created the cap space by doing that. Having that philosophy. I need a punter to go out there and kick 40 yards with a decent hang time and and we can cover the kicks. And 3 out of 4 times you're going to make that 50-yard field goal. You know what? And then I can pay you on the cheap. And that's a good strategy. That, that frees up the money for other things. And by the way, anybody, there was Zerline, if he had a shock face when he was cut, I don't know where he's living. He's living out there with BMAC 2.0 somewhere in La La Land.
It does go to show you how fickle being a kicker is and that fine line, right? So in 2023, Zerline has one of the greatest Jets kicking seasons of all time. He made 35 of his 38 makes, 92.1% conversion rate. He was awesome and record-breaking. And one of those field goals helped the Washington Commanders get Jaden Daniels, which I saw they were thanking Greg Zerline yesterday on social media for his contributions to the Commanders organization. So very nice. And then we go to last year, and he was awful. He had 6 misses. He ended up mysteriously getting placed on IR for an injury no one had talked about, and that just seemed like a roster way by the Jets to put him out of the spotlight so they could try to salvage him.
Yeah,
obviously did not work.
Actually, I got the inside information.
Oh,
he had
a
strained mangina.
Well, okay. They didn't put that on specifically on the injury report. Maybe it's one of those in college, lower body extremity, upper body extremity. So maybe that was the more specific nature of that. So, yeah, his 6 field goal misses were the most in the National Football League last year by the time he got placed on IR. So, yeah, it was not great. So, again, no surprise there. But I will say this on the AG stuff. He said this already. I'm going to make a lot of decisions that are unpopular. And he said, because like the Aaron Rodgers one where Quentin Williams was pissed, he said, like, hey, man, this ain't going to be the first decision that upsets people. But I'm not making decisions on pleasing people or upsetting people. I'm doing it based on what I believe is best for the football team. So either hop on the train or not, basically, is what he said. And this Thomas Morstead one is a good example of one that to me is not very popular. But the thing is, it's like you can have a youth movement, but everyone doesn't have to be young. Can't you have some veteran experience or leadership? Like for the Thomas Morstead thing, they did save $2.5 million. So that is shekels. But sometimes it's not about the money. It's worth to have the leader on the team to help guide these young, impressionable players on the team. Like that's the thing I just don't understand.
Right. No, I'm with you. But is the leader of your locker room, you want it to be your punter. Come on.
Okay, punters are people too, man. But anywho, I guess that's neither here nor there. Is there anything else, Pop, you wanted to hop on here before we head to the phone lines?
Nope, I don't have a lot of time. I will explain that I essentially traveled from 2:30 yesterday morning. My travel started, and it just finished about an hour ago.
So I see. So no sleep, long story short, happening there. So we'll open up the phone lines, and Pop will take as many callers as he can. Hep time out. More coming up here on Boy Green Daily.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
The phone lines are open. My Pop will take as many callers as he can here on the program. So you guys can keep those coming, and I will answer several as well, of course. But let's get right to it. Scotty joins us here on the show.
I'm not going to gloat. You are my friend. You are a man. Your bet with Chef Kevin was ridiculous. I told you that when you made it. And my bet with you has 2 more series to go.
That's true.
So
yeah.
I root for my team. I don't root against your team. Your team was a team of champions. They showed who they were in game 5. They played amazingly well. But here's the problem I have with Alon, who's a hater. And your Pop, who is a revisionist. He's very smart, but he's a revisionist. So I want to deal with that directly, okay?
Sure.
As far as Alon goes, he roots for the Hawks. They haven't won a championship since 1958. They're irrelevant, the most irrelevant team in the history of the NBA. And so I don't have anything to say to him because he won't come on camera.
That's true.
For whatever reason, he's into analytics. I don't even know what that means. Why he can't come on the camera. But let me talk to your Pop, who is obviously a very intelligent man.
Oh,
He
please.
analyzes football amazingly well. But I play poker, and I play poker with really good players. I'm not a math guy. I'm really terrible at math. But they asked me to go over what 0.0 means. That means there is no chance. That's what your pop said.
That's true.
So your bet, according to your pop, was a good bet because even though you were down 3-1, there was a 0.0% chance for you to lose. So your pop now came on the show today and said it was a bad bet. I said it was a bad bet because they were down 3-1. I did not believe my New York Knicks were going to win the series when it started. But your pop also said something else, which I totally agreed with him on. He said, and I will quote him, the best team will win in a 7-game series. Do you remember that, Pop?
I did say that.
You did. Who won the 7-game series?
Well, it only went 6 games, so I guess nobody.
Who won the 7-game series in 6 games?
The Knicks won? There's
Okay,
no doubt.
who is the Pop? I'm sorry. I don't like doing this because I know how intelligent you are and I know how smart you are and you now analyze things, but I have to deal directly with your 0.0 comment. I was hoping for 6 games, then we would take 2. Boy Green at the beginning said they were going to go 7, and I jumped on that bandwagon. I was praying we would go 7 games because in 1 game, anything crazy could happen.
Absolutely.
But this is really my only point to you, Pop. You are not Alon. Okay, Alon is a totally different animal who I would love him to come on the show and have a little conversation with.
The doors are open, yeah.
He's just a hater. I know you're not a hater. This is all I want from you. Show some damn respect to a team that came out in Game 6 and literally blew your doors off. Come on, man. They won 3 out of 4 games with with Tatum. Okay, I don't want to hear they would have won the series with Tatum. The best team won. They showed you who they were in Game 6. They came back from 2 20-point down games. Nobody's ever done that before. I don't want to hear about 1973. I want to hear from you. The only thing I want to hear from you, and I will never, ever say anything again to you, because I do respect you, is the best team won.
A little cleanup before I get to the answer. I didn't bring up the 1973. Someone else did.
I did, yes.
And I agree that Jason Tatum, who knows what would have happened, but they did lose the games when he was in. The first 2 games, he was 100% in. And then the game that he got hurt in, they lost also.
Game 4.
So that,
right.
Yeah,
Game
so that
4.
that's 100% true. So, he could have made a difference in the other games that he was out, maybe, but that wasn't obviously when the Celtics beat the Knicks by 25 or whatever it was without
he
him.
wasn't on that team, right. Game 5.
Right. So this right now, the Knicks were the better team than the Celtics. That's true.
I will never, ever say another word about this series to you again. That's all I wanted. And to you, Boy Green, one of your callers, after I had gifted you $50 when you asked for 30, you never asked for any money from me. All I say is smash the like button. Not everybody can send money in. I was pleased because I do feel you are a friend.
Thanks,
your
man.
show is amazing. I never, ever denigrated you, and I will not. You're a man of your word. You made a bet, and you're living by it. But
Yes, sir.
here's the thing. To Terrence or whoever said what they said, listen, go back to the tape. I never disrespected the Boston Celtics. I think the Boston Celtics are a team of champions. And I will continue to say that. I respected them. I sent you a message by email, Boy Green.
Yes, I watched the clips. Yes.
Take a look at what Spike Lee said. That's
I did.
exactly how I feel.
Good respect.
Absolutely.
I thought when you sent me that, I'm going to be honest, when I saw the headline, I'm like, oh boy, what is this going to be?
Because go
you
back
sent
to
me
the
a clip.
tape.
But I watched it. It was very
never once did I say anything negative about the Boston Celtics, because how can you?
Yeah.
Jason Tatum, Brown, great players. Your coach, I think your coach
Joe
is an
Mazzulla.
amazing coach. I like him. So I have nothing negative to say about the Boston Celtics, but I'm a Knicks fan. Onward. Now let's talk about this Jamal Adams nonsense.
Oh boy.
Listen, if he had anything left, I would 100% agree that we should look him up. I don't understand the Thomas Morstad move. Makes zero sense to me. Great clubhouse leader.
Yep.
He had a fantastic year. You do need some veterans, so I agree with both of you guys on that. How do you not have any veterans? Like, they have 3 30-year-olds on the team.
That's it.
The other kicker, he was terrible last year. I don't know what was going on with him.
Yeah, right. So that makes sense. Yeah.
But how does Jamal Adams help us? He couldn't guard anybody. He's a box safety who can't play in the box anymore. He looked old. Why do we want him? You know, we got 2 first-round picks. As far as I'm concerned, let's get some older players that can actually play. But I don't see Jamal Adams adding anything to our team. So
yeah,
fair enough.
And I think they do need to mix it up. And I'll say, you know, Boyd Green's got the more stat based on his relationship with him on and off the show. Mine, for me, it made no sense to get rid of Conklin, right? I've said it before. I'll say it again. He didn't drop a pass last year. You know how many receivers get to throw the ball 50 plus times and don't drop a pass? Not many. And they didn't pay him anything. So I agree. It's going to be a mix. It's going to be a mixture. And especially because I can't imagine he walked away out of spite. Conklin doesn't strike me as that type of person. If the Jets had just matched freaking offer, right? Because it was just like this much.
1 year, $3 million. Yep.
That's a great contract. That's a fantastic contract. I don't know why they let Conklin go. I don't believe it was spite. I don't believe that at all. I don't think they called him.
I don't either.
I think
they let him go.
Yeah,
it's just it's one of the ones that you're not going to agree with everything he does. I agree with most of the things Aaron Glenn has done. That there's a couple head scratchers.
Yeah, and just the one nugget to add, apparently from Rich Cimini, according to their GPS data, which all the players wear to track speed and all these other things, they believe that Conklin was slowing down. As apparently after Conklin left and signed with the Chargers, he said, "Hey, this is what I've heard," and he shared that nugget. So if that's what they believe, that he was slowing down and that he was worth it, then so be it. I would still say $3 million for what he provided, even if he was slowing down, was better than a lot that we had. But they must have known they were going to get a tight end in the draft anyway, I guess so.
Just on that, was Jason Witten ever a track star?
Well, no. He had that white boy move, which I don't know how that ever worked. Of he went whoop, and then people fell or and I'm like, what? He's slow as molasses. So I don't really understand that at all. But Scotty, appreciate it.
Can I say one last thing?
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
So just for Nick Nation, so we know where you're safely going to be keeping the Celtic garb, which you will not be wearing for 1 year.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Just pan the room so we know. Is it in a closet? Is it in a drawer? Where are you keeping your stuff, Boy Green?
That's a good point. I'm going to have to get some answers on that, Scotty. I appreciate the call, and thanks for all the love. Pop, it sounds like the last couple calls here are going to be giving you some Knicks love, I'm sure. So let's go next. Devin, a.k.a. DNY for life.
We could do this. We could do Devin, then I'm going to go.
Okay, fair enough.
Just to be clear, and we'll let Devin have his minute. This is not to avoid anybody. I'm just going to take care of some stuff having just got here. So
in Romania.
Absolutely. I'm not going to.
So DIY for life, you now represent the rest of the Knicks fans that have something to say to Pop. So please take full advantage of your opportunity here, or me for that matter as well. Right.
Hey, no pressure. What's up, Pops? Good morning, fellas. Good morning. Hey, first of all, man, as much shit as I talk, we talk our shit, but I just want you guys to know, got much love for you guys, much respect. Pops, I respect you, you know what I'm saying? If I don't want it to come across, but when I hit you with the all due respect, that will be coming. And I know you know where that comes from.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Skipmate.
And as long as that comes from what I understand, okay, and a few people have been messing this up recently, not on this show, I've seen it on Rich Eisen Show and others, where they have ripped a guy, what a piece of shit, with all due respect. And I don't know if it still counts if you say it after, so the proper placement is the key piece of this puzzle. But go ahead, Devin.
Hey, man, no, first and foremost, the Knicks, the Celtics are champions, man. I hated that Jason Tatum went down, because if we did beat him, I wanted to beat him at full strength. No one felt sorry for the Knicks when all our players got hurt last year. So it's not about feeling sorry for your team, but I was happy to see, not happy, but it was good to see, Jaylen Brown step up, game 5, and he didn't let that series end in Boston, which, I'll give him some, I give the team respect to that. And that Pritchard, Pritchard boy, that boy, he can shoot, man, but I can't stand that little bastard. He is like a freaking gnat. But he's you know what? He's a guy that you want on your team, you know. So I just wanted to say that, but but this 0.0% chance that really got me, boy. That was like, damn, boy, no respect whatsoever. We can't get a gentleman's suite. We can't get not even that, not even like anything. So I just had to come on here and give Pops his shit, because it's what I have to do. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this for next round. I know I got somebody that's from Indy coming up next round, but I'm gonna save that for another time. But yeah, man, the Knicks, man, this was a beautiful thing. And I was thinking about this last night. I think this is how we gonna feel this season, man. I'm gonna relate this to the Knicks to the Jets now. This whole thing that no one thinks that we got a shot as a Jet, and then Justin Fields is gonna come on the field and put foot to ass. Like, let's think about, people don't really think about that. This young man never had an offensive line, and he's about to have one that when he wants to run, he can and have protection. So I'm looking forward to that. And as far as Jamal Adams is concerned, I'm happy to hear him mature. That's good.
Yes.
I'm older. I was a piece of shit. Well, I would say piece of shit. Well, I was a piece of work when I was in my 20s, arrogant. And so we get older, we mature. So that's a good thing. And I'm happy to hear that. But as far as him being on my team, I don't want nothing to do with that. And I think also my last point as it relates to the AG's youth movement, I think AG we might see veterans next year. I think he wants to have a clean bill this year with young players that he can imprint on and say, this is what the standard is. And there's no buck back. So if you want to buck back, your ass is gone. And these young guys are going to understand that. But you're also going to get a second contract if you're doing it the right way. And I think he'll add veterans next year. But he doesn't want anyone coming into the house to bring any noise. And he's just going to keep it quiet. So I appreciate you guys. I'm going to get back to my little workout here and check you out in the background. And I appreciate you, Pops. Man, and all that traveling you doing, man. Good Lord, bro. Good for you, man. And BG, there's no more chances. There's no more chances. No more Celtics garb for a year. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. I can't lie.
Salute to Chef Kevin Gilbert.
I think we're at 364 days.
There you go. Who's counting, right?
Absolutely.
Devin, thanks, brother.
Later, fellas.
Appreciate you. There he is, DNY for life, a.k.a. Devin. A massive supporter on this channel and a great caller. So without further ado, Pop, enjoy your Romanian travels. We'll check back in with you next week. You took some heat on the show today, and now you can get some sleep and everything else that you need to do after all your world traveling the last 18 hours.
Yep, is it 18 hours?
24 hours, I don't know. I don't know the math. I'm not good at math either. This guy says he's not good at math. I'm certainly not good at math. So there you go.
Yeah. The only problem with Air France is you land in France. You know what the problem with landing in France is?
What's that?
There's French people there.
I see. Okay. Well, that seems pretty apropos. Apropos.
All right.
Pop, appreciate you. I'll continue to take the rest of these calls because I'm a man and I'm not running from nobody. Okay? I want that to be very clear, very open. With that being said, the calls continue. Chef Kevin Gilbert is with us on the show. Look at Chef, all jacked up. Look at this.
My man, how you doing today?
Well, I'm in full black, all jet,
Yep.
and it's May 17, 2025. We'll see everybody in May 18, 2026.
Hey, you look great like that, man. That fit you got on today.
Okay.
You get the chef's kiss, sir.
Chef's
kiss
wow.
right there. Look
Beautiful.
at that.
Love it. All right, Knicks boy, how's it feeling? Being in the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years.
I mean, you see how it is right now. Imagine if we win the championship.
I will tell you this. I don't know how many of you are going to want to take me. You may tell me to go, with all due respect, go fuck yourself, Boy Green. But I will say this. Now it's over, right? It's done. I will be rooting for the New York Knicks. If people are going to think that's fake or this or not, you guys, right? You, Johnny Boy, Scotty, my radio partner on my radio show for the last forever
95%
years.
of us.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, really, quite frankly. and my radio partner was a season ticket holder for the Knicks for 7 years, going all those games in the 90s. And so I will be rooting for you guys. I want you guys to win the championship. I want you guys to end the drought and do all that. Again, I don't know how many Knicks fans are going to be welcoming me on the bandwagon, but I will be rooting for you the rest of the way.
What a great guy you are, man. We appreciate you jumping on the bandwagon after we just last night, man. Third quarter.
Oh, that was
third
bad.
quarter. Y'all gave up, man. Why'd your coach give up in the third quarter?
Yeah, that surprised me. I'm going to be honest, because as we're watching it, right, so I'm getting all kinds of texts from everyone in the university. I asked for it. I do not complain about it. I was asking for it, and people were going like, "Oh, geez, you're going to get off the mat or what, buddy?" And I just kept saying, "Hey, man, there's plenty of time left. You know what?" And I was making jokes saying, "Hey, I've seen a couple other 20-point leads in the series flip the other way. Maybe it's our turn." It wasn't our turn, spoiler alert. But yeah, that was pathetic. That was an embarrassing showing. Yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate you being honest and real, like what I told you before. Al Horford.
Yeah.
It don't matter who he's guarding his barbecue chicken. I told you that. Luke Cornett. What people thought he was like. He's Luke Cornett. What are we talking about? We thought he had a good game. All right, he had a good game. He's an NBA player. He's tall. He got some range. He could block shots at the rim. But guess what? When you take all these guys outside, that leaves the lanes for us just to run through, run freely. It was the easiest show of dominance. And like what I told you before, man, and other people. All right, yeah, we lost to the Pacers last year. This is with OG hurt, Mitch hurt, Randall didn't even play last year in the playoffs.
Right.
We still didn't have Cat. We didn't have Cat. We didn't have Bridges at all. Jalen Brunson broke his hand in the last game. Dude, all these dudes, now we're coming back, man. The toughest dude with the Pacers is Halliburton's dad. He's the toughest guy on the Pacers, man. None of them is tough. Pascal ain't tough. Turner's all right. They don't scare me, man. When you got a dude like Jalen Brunson, when you got elite wing defenders in Bridges and OG, Cat to help stretch the floor. Like, did you guys see Cat last night? Just at will, going at Jalen Brunson, going at everybody. Like him being able to stretch the floor. I feel great, man. Yeah. Dude, I feel great. And with more wins, man, the confidence is only gonna just build up even more, man. Just imagine us Jet fans, man. Like when we're good. This is it's gonna be unstoppable because there's not a lot of us. You can't look around and find fake Jet fans. There's nobody wants to be a Jet fan. We're just into this, and because of the type of people that we are, man, we just stick with it, good and bad, and it's mostly bad, but we just still, just keep hoping that it will get better. And right now, man, with the stuff that's going on, with the building blocks, man, in place, man, I see Morstead go. The other day we was talking and we didn't agree with it, but it's like, all right, let's get some younger cats on right now. Let's groom them to how we want them to work. Maybe get some better contracts and all that. Greg Zuerlein, I couldn't believe it took him this long to finally.
I don't know what the delay was. That confused me, I guess, on that one. But that was bizarre. Hey, Chef, it looks like someone wants to say hello. Let's do it. He just dropped off, so we'll get him back. But there is someone else who wanted to say hello. Indy Jets here on the program.
Hey, what up, Indy Jets? He was the one dude that had me going all the way to the championship in the Asmaniac Madness. So I got a lot of respect for my guy over here, Indy Jets.
But yeah, man. I thought comment. What is this? Pacers sending Knicks home again? All caps from Indy. Oh my.
BG, you have to understand, the enemy of my enemy becomes my friend. Oh, you cannot jump to that side, my brother. You've got to come to the Pacers, my man. You've got to come over here. We're gonna send them home again. You can't. The Knicks. You can't be rooting for the Knicks. That's a poison to your soul, brother.
So I need to go to the Reggie Miller side, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay,
Chef Kev, we're gonna.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm a Jets fan. We have that in common. But I spent 50 years of my life in Indiana, and so just like your love for Knicks, I've got my Pacers that
haven't. Indiana basketball. Pacers basketball.
I know. I mean, back when Indiana basketball was, even in college,
Indy,
when
stop
the
it,
two
man.
biggest
Indy Jets,
when the
stop it,
two
man.
biggest rivals in
Don't
the
do this right now,
country
man.
was IU
Don't do
Purdue.
it. You're not a Pacers fan. You mentioned at the beginning of the playoffs that you don't even watch basketball. So don't come here
Right.
now and saying, "Hey,
I
I've
don't.
been a fan 50 years." You're not a Pacers
No,
fan. Don't even
I
start
bet
like
a
that.
Pacers fan. I bet a Pacers fan. I don't watch today's NBA like I watched the '90s NBA. That was like I couldn't take my eyes. I mean, you were watching every single game. I
So
can
you
miss
know those
games
Rick
this year.
Smith days, the
They-
Dale Davis, all them.
I actually got to meet Rick Smits many years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and super nice guy. But so being a fan of the '90s ball and not being a fan of today still doesn't take away from my fandom.
I don't see you wearing nothing, man.
I got my. You see the hat?
Yeah, wrong
That's
show,
what.
buddy.
Yeah,
Wrong show. I don't care.
yeah.
I
It's
don't care. Wrong show. And you know
yeah.
I'm a big ass maniac. Where's your Pacer stuff?
It's inside somewhere. Yeah.
you gotta
No.
you gotta dust you gotta dust it off, man. That's how old it is. You don't wear the stuff. Come on, man.
No, I don't. Again, not a huge fan of today's
Thank you.
NBA.
But not a huge fan of the
But I'm
Pacers
still a
because you
fan. That
can't tell
doesn't
me
make
about
me
the
a lesser
Pacers history.
fan. That doesn't make me a lesser fan of the Pacers. I grew up in the Bulls era. Being a Pacers fan with Michael around was tough.
Yeah, I was around for that.
No, I was only an hour away from Chicago, so that was even worse.
What makes you think you're gonna beat the Knicks? Because you watched the Pacers, right? What makes you think that?
I think it's going to be a 7-game series. The healthier team, whoever makes it through to the 7th game healthy, is going to win. That's what I think. If nobody gets hurt, it's going to come down to a final shot between either the. I think it's going to be that close of a series. And it's going to come down to a final shot in Game 7. Whoever has the ball and who's ever healthy in Game 7 is going to win. That's who I think. That's how close these two teams are. What do you think of that? BG.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? I don't think he can hear me.
Oh, okay. I would say whoever's healthiest. I mean, sure. Yeah. I mean, and we have Captain Overrated in Tyrese Halliburton, and then we're gonna have. Come on, how many times are they going to be playing the old Pacers, Knicks, Reggie Miller, Spike Lee stuff, all leading up to it? The first game, I think it's like on Wednesday or Tuesday or something like that. So yeah.
They're going to show that 100 times probably.
Oh yeah.
Hey, just a heads up, man. My service, I didn't hear or see anything. Indy.
Okay.
I'm at my son's swimming practice or
nice.
whatever right now. So
cool. All right.
I'll rewind back and take notes on your points, man. But it should be a really good series. I'm still a Knicks in 6 believer. I'm a believer in Halliburton. I know he's legit, man. Halliburton ain't nobody to sneeze over. You got to take him seriously. You got to respect his 3 ball. He does have defense. He is lanky. The one thing that I will challenge him on is his assists, is his creating shots and assists for his teammates, man. I see a lot of him doing the hero ball, catch and shoot, doing a couple moves, pulling up, but I really don't see him driving to the paint and dishing, giving it to Siakam, giving it to the other bigs. Like, I really don't see that. So the pressure is really going to be on him. And the X factor, if Pascal doesn't show up, then it's going to be an easy 4 to 5 for us. My opinion. But the Pacers are good. Don't get me wrong at all. We didn't have the pieces last year, which is why I'm so confident this year that we will beat them.
Yeah, now that I got you back on here, what I basically just said was the healthier team will make it to Game 7. Will probably win that game. So if one person, these teams are very close, really. If one person's hurt, again, I don't care if it's on the Pacers side or on the Knicks side. I think that's going to be the determining factor of who wins this series. Now, do you believe that either one of these teams is going to is moving forward? Do you believe that they have enough, the Knicks or the Pacers have enough to win the championship?
Right now, I really want Minnesota, man. I wasn't that big of a Randall fan. I didn't feel like he was great with the teammates. Yeah, he put up stats, but when it comes to like teamwork and looking out for one another and all that, I wasn't the biggest fan or supporter. So to be able to go against DiVincenzo, which a lot of people was mad about in the trade, I was happy we got Karl Anthony Towns, knowing we had to get him. We had to give up some assets. I have a good feeling we will get DiVincenzo later on in the future. But I feel like giving it to them, knowing that Tibbs used to be over there too, like that would be what I want. One thing that a lot of Knicks fans was hating on Tibbs about was the lack of using his bench. And as we see right now, with him just sticking with 7 players, man, just the core players and just keeping on running them, they're conditioned. They've been doing this all season.
They've been
And up
doing
to
it
this
all
point
year
right
long, and
now,
that's
the Celtics couldn't keep up, man. Tatum, he wasn't doing these minutes during the regular season, man. Did that
he
have
was
something to
gassed.
do with his injury? I don't know, but he wasn't used to doing these amount of minutes and being this physical for the whole season. But the Knicks have been doing it this whole time, so I feel like we're groomed and ready for the competition, man.
Yeah, and I think the East is back. You know, I remember when the East was very strong, and then we've gone through some weaker times of the East, and I think the East is coming back. You know, no matter who wins, whether it's the Pacers or whether it's the Knicks, I'm going for the East. The East is going to take the whole thing. Out of either one of these two teams that win it, they're gonna when they get to the finals, the East is going to win it.
So the NBA Finals then is between the Pacers and Knicks right now.
I think this will be a better series than the finals will be.
All right. Let's see.
But but that's all I got on the Knicks on the Knicks Pacers game. I love busting chops. You know, just being from everybody gives me hell for being from Indiana and being a Cubs fan, being a Pacers fan,
Being
and
a
then
Cubs fan. What? I don't hate the Cubs. I'm just saying Cubs fan. You got New York, Indy, and then Chicago?
Well,
You're all over the
Indiana,
place,
we don't
man.
have a baseball team. You know, we don't have a
That's true.
baseball team. So, we were being
So
an
who'd you
hour
grow
out
up
of
watching?
Chicago.
Who'd you
What's
grow up
that?
watching? Who'd you grow up
Uh,
watching?
what in what sport?
As a kid, baseball.
Oh, it was always the Cubs. It was Ryan Sandberg.
Oh, it was always
And
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
So yeah,
No,
that was
that's respect. Just like with
you know
BG with his teams, man. Like, hey, I don't like him, but at the same time, like he reps it, and it's if he had a Celtics show, most of us wouldn't be watching it.
That's
So for the
right.
simple fact that he rocks with the Jets, man. He's good at what he does. That's enticing for us to keep coming and plugging into the Boy Green show, man. Basically every day, 7:30 in the morning, man, like clockwork. Like that's why we're here. But at the same time, like what you said about busting chops, we got to do that for this Boston fan, man. That's some crazy stuff, man.
Right, and
That's some crazy stuff.
it's all about the love that we share, and if we didn't we bust each other's chops on about the Jets. So, imagine, so we've got that in common. We all take it with a good grain of salt, in majority of us anyway, but, this is a fun little back and forth, the Knicks, Celtics, even throwing in a Pacers fan
We're gonna have to get a
or,
bet, Indy. We're gonna have to get a bet. No money
yeah,
involved. But let's get a bet going, man.
Yeah. If it well, I think come Monday when I win on Jake's show, he's got that signed Brunson jersey.
Brunson, man, you know the name. Come on, don't act like you forgot.
Oh my gosh, what was his name?
Come
Yeah,
on.
Brunson jersey. I told him, I said, I'm going to win it, and then it goes up for sale. He's like, oh no, you're not. Yeah, but but no, I'll tell you what. Let's just put the bet on there. If the Pacers lose this series, I'll come on the show and you'll see me in Knicks gear.
Ooh. Knicks
Deal
gear meaning
for the
what? You got
entire
the hat, you got the jersey, you got the warm up, you
yep
got the towel,
for the
you got the
entire
windbreakers, you got the
playoffs.
Patrick Ewing pants where they just snap
And
off.
it'll be, and at my age, it'll have to be Ewing.
It gotta be.
Yeah, so let's make. I'll make that into the bet. How's that?
Shit. All right, then vice versa. But you gotta. I ain't gonna spend money on no Pacers gear, man. I'll ship you the Knicks stuff, but I'll wear your old ass, dusty ass shit, man. I don't care. It's fine.
I got a Reggie Miller I can send to you.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be awful.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. Well,
but
it smelled like mothballs,
man. I'm that confident.
It smelled like mothballs.
Okay, here we go. It should be a good one. Indy, Chef, appreciate you guys. Wow. And I've got good news. People, and I'm about to drop it in here in the comments section. We have some brand new merch on the Boy Green merch shop. Here it is. Let's throw it up so you guys can fully enjoy the great pleasures. The 0.0% shirt is now available. There you go. It's currently in the Boy Green merch shop down below. 0.0%. And I'm sitting right next to my pop with the logos. There it is. There's also a coffee mug available, 0.0%. It's all in the YouTube description down below, and I also just dropped the link there as well. So hop on Pop, 0.0%. Something he should never live down, quite frankly. When you say something like that, you got to stand on business. There it is, 0.0%. There it is. Available now in the Boy Green merch shop, along with the coffee mugs as well. All right, let's go to everyone's getting hungry. It's getting later in the morning. How about some EZD here for breakfast? What's going on, EZ?
Oh, yeah. I'm sort of eating and waiting. I wanted to talk to Chef Kev and thank him for the ziti, but I think you almost got me on, but then you said you lost me or something. But anyway.
Yeah, something happened
there. Chef Kev. I was going to tell him to bring some heavy cream because I'm bringing some Jameson, and you, Boy Green, are for the first time in your life going to actually have a cup of coffee.
Really?
I was going to tell Chef Kev to make sure he brought that nice big percolator so we'd have some coffee there or something.
All right.
And I wanted you to taste the coffee first.
Okay.
Then I was going to put some Jameson, some sugar, and some heavy cream in it and give you an Irish coffee. And that'll lighten your loafers a little bit there.
Wow.
That'll warm you up if it's a cool morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, Irish coffee's delicious. It's really good.
Okay. All right.
I really think you'll like it. I know you're not a hot liquid beverage guy, but
not
I
normally.
think you'd actually enjoy it. I think you would actually enjoy it.
Well, I'll give it a whirl. Sure, why not? Check it off the bucket list.
Going back to the subject of today, Jamal Adams.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want him on the team if they feel that he brings anything to the table as far as some experience, leadership, and if they feel that they could use him situationally on third and short as a box safety. Couldn't hurt if he takes league minimum.
Sure.
My biggest thing that I'm happy about is that he said he apologizes to New York basically for the way he acted, and that he really wants to end things on a high note. Yeah. And I have a lot of respect for him for that. As you know, I have 2 Jamal Adams jerseys, and I was figuring out a way to put a new faceplate on the back of them. So at least if he came back to the team and ended his career, even if they give him a 1-game contract so that he can retire as a Jet, I think that would be kind of cool. I don't know. What do you think?
We'll see. There's while he what's the word I'm looking for? You sort of go on these apology tours and try to fix some of the wrongs from yesteryear. I think there is more healing to be done. Like I said, a lot of people will not forgive Jamal Adams for going after Connor Hughes' wife and making fun of her appearance. That felt pretty classless at the time. I'm pretty sure I listened to the full episode. I don't think that was brought up on the show. So that's probably something he should probably eventually address. I don't think he ever has. So that one
I
went
did a
far.
lot of things in my 20s that I look back now at age 64 and go, I was a fucking asshole. And I promise you, I am not that same young man that I am now.
And that's how I feel. So, like, again, to me, I'm not casting stones from a glass house.
Right.
So, like, I'm not going to be saying, hey, like, if I ever have Jamal Adams on the show, we follow each other on social media. I'm not going to be like, yeah, hey, speak up for your crap here, pal. Like, hey, I've made plenty of mistakes. Yes.
Get him on the show.
Sure, we'll get him on the show. Yeah, I'm sure we will.
Get him on the show. I would like to see him on the show with, oh God, who else was on his team back then?
Josh McCown, Sam Darnold.
But what I'm saying is, who was on the team now that was on when Jamal was there? I don't even know if there is anybody.
That would be it.
Quinnen, yeah.
Oh, and Thomas Hennessy. That's another one, the long snapper. Those would be the only two that.
Yeah, Hennessy. I mean, those guys have long careers because it is an art to be a long snapper.
No doubt about it. Yeah.
I mean, there's two positions in sports they say is the greatest position to be. Actually, three. Major league, if you want to make it to a major league roster, be a really good defensive catcher.
That helps.
That doesn't matter as much about the hitting, but if you can be a really good defensive catcher, you can make it to a major league squad. And the other second thing is a very good backup quarterback can make a shit ton of money his entire career and never get the snot beat out of him.
Clipboard holder. It's one of the greatest jobs in football. Yep. Sure. Yeah.
I mean, first off, they get $5 to $10 million a year.
Yeah, exactly. And some get more.
Work just as hard. They have to be ready at a moment's notice to come in the game. Just boom. Even for 2-3 plays, they got to be able to just go right in. That's not easy to just get amped up in 2 seconds. So, I mean, I got a lot of respect for them. So, yeah, I mean, I would just I'd like to Jamal on because I know he's really trying to reconcile his past. And the fact that he talked to Joe Douglas and apologized for being immature, I mean, it's good. Someone who's grown. See, even if they bring him in as a consultant, someone who can tell the young guys, look, you know how crazy you guys are thinking now? I was that. I was you.
That could help.
I was a Pro Bowl player, but even though I was a Pro Bowl player, I was still a crazy young bastard. Yeah. And I can tell you, keep the Pro Bowl part, take the crazy young bastard out of it. Yeah. And he could use himself as an example. I think he'd be a good motivational speaker.
Yeah,
and one other thing I want to say is, my God, on defense, where is our Joe Klecko? Where is our guy that could deadlift a van so they could change a tire like in Cannonball Run? I mean,
who is that? That's a good question.
Where is our unblockable stud who can rush?
I hope it's Quinnen Williams
and run protect. Even if they take someone and just train him, God, I think it's all about strength because all these guys, Hannah, and all these guys that were pros and Pro Bowl offensive linemen, they said the toughest guy they ever went up against was Klecko because he was strong.
Anthony Munoz said that, yeah.
He'd throw you off of him and just be there and just I mean, you watch the highlight reel of him. He'd grab a guy with his hand and wrist and just flick his wrist and rip a quarterback to the ground.
Country strength.
I mean, it's just, we need the strength room. We need the guys with arms and just insane strength. And he was just this farm boy from, I think, Pennsylvania who played at Temple.
Yeah, that's right.
He was incredible. 6th-round pick.
It's pretty good. I hope we get another one of those here in the near future, Easy. Easy, appreciate it. And also spread that message for Chef Kevin Gilbert about bringing the big ZD in general. There's someone else that has some receipts to collect. And no, it's not for the Knicks. I heard some Mets fans saying something about a sweepski. but perhaps for Lily, you have a broom to share with someone.
You know, no, I'm not like that. You know,
Okay. Okay.
I
Respect
am looking for a broom in my place. Can't find one, but I don't know. But last night was a beautiful evening.
Yeah.
I was my wife and I were watching the Yankee game, and
Sure.
I had the Knicks game. I watched the Knicks game, Game 5, and they got blown out. And I was like, I'm
Yeah.
not watching. I'm just gonna follow on the phone like I did
There you go.
the first
Yeah.
couple games, and we were watching the Yankees, and is the score, Knicks up 5, Knicks up 10, 15, 20. I'm like, oh my God, what is happening here?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was following along. I said, okay, and the Yankees were doing their thing, and I'm like, okay, and last night was beautiful. This morning in Dallas, a beautiful, gorgeous day. The sun is so bright. I need something to shade the sun here.
There you go. Wow,
It's
that's
a little
fitting.
sunny
Yeah.
here, and I need something to
Yeah.
shade it. Um, but yeah, so I couldn't believe it. And I was like, in the fourth quarter, I was like, okay, I think the Yankee game was over. I think it was safe to go to the Knick game. They're up 37, I think, or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's right.
And
Yeah.
I was like, even the
Unbelievable.
Knicks can't blow this, right? And my daughter's now in New York, so she was at some
Yeah.
bar over there in New York having a great time. And I was like, man, I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, this is awesome. And
Stunning.
like I said, the Knicks were the first pro team I ever went to see when I was a little kid back in the '70s.
And look at him
Um,
now.
so I was looking at them now, and I really, honestly, I'm like India. I haven't really watched the NBA since the
Hmm.
Jordan era. I'm
Yeah.
more into college basketball now. But
Sure.
as far as so, congrats to the Knicks. Hopefully, they can take care of the patients and see how far they can go. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. Good luck. Yeah.
And
100%.
one more thing, the whole Jamal Adams thing. I think it'd be
Yeah.
great to have him back in New York. I think he go play right field for the New York Mets. Maybe he could throw better than Juan Soto. I mean, what was that ridiculous throw he made from right behind home, first base? What was it? He took 3 bounces to make it to home plate. So yeah, I'd love to have. I think he'd be a great
Yeah.
place. New York, New York Met right fielder. I think he'd be awesome.
I'll send that message along. We'll see where that goes. For Lily, appreciate that. Sorry, Mets. The Mets fans saying they were going to sweep the Yankees in the Subway Series. Ooh, off to a tough start. But hey, there's 2 more games. We'll see what you do. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining. The 400 people in the room, like the video, hit subscribe again. I take my lumps. And I'm a man of my word, so no Celtics gear on my body on this Boy Green Daily Show for the next calendar year. So until May 18th, 2026, I will not be wearing that on this program. And so, Chef Kevin Gilbert, I'm a man of my word. And hey, if the Knicks win the whole gosh darn shish kebab, the whole chalupa, well, then I will be wearing a Knicks jersey whenever Scotty makes his call to the universe. When he mentions Beetlejuice several times, I will be wearing it on this program. And hey, that'd be the first Knicks championship since '73. So, massive salute. Again, good luck. I'll be rooting for the Knicks the rest of the way. My radio partner, I know all you Knicks fans have been waiting for a long time. So, hey, baby, that's where it is. Appreciate you. And Terrence says, Paul has a Celtics gear right next to him. No Celtics gear anywhere around. I've put it away where it belongs. Actually, I guess that's a lie. It is actually right in front of me. It's like over this computer because I'm about to put it in the closet and lock it away, I suppose. So we'll, Phil asks, so what's the penalty if you forget and wear your Celtics gear? Stone me to death. I guess that's the proper punishment for something like that. You guys can stone me to death. There you go. That's the way to do it. Well, thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow morning for Boy Green Daily. Very much looking forward to it. Can't wait. God bless everybody. And again, the 0.0% shirts are now available in the Boy Green Coffee Shop. You can let my father know it. Hey, even wear that to the tailgate that he'll be at later this year. That'd be hilarious. So go ahead and rub it in his face. We'll see where it goes. Lee Van says, I just woke up and to say, suck it, BG, and well deserved. I absolutely talked my talk. And so I deserve all the hate thrown my way. So, guys, enjoy it. Thank you kindly. And we'll be back on for Boy Green Daily tomorrow morning. God bless. Take care. Hold your families. Enjoy the